Hi there, and welcome to the Celeb Tea. One of the biggest celebrity events of the year unfolded in Los Angeles, and it was nothing short of extravagant. Kris Jenner celebrated her 70th birthday with a party so lavish it could have been mistaken for the premiere of a Hollywood blockbuster. While the elite of Los Angeles gathered inside a Beverly Hills mega mansion, thousands of miles away in London, a very different atmosphere was taking shape. What happened between these two worlds, one rooted in glitz, the other in solemn reflection, set the stage for a controversy no one saw coming. This story isn't just about a party. It's about optics, accountability, timing, and two individuals who always seem to drift into the spotlight at the most complicated moments. And yes, buckle up, because the contrast between these two events is nothing short of astonishing. Kris Jenner's birthday wasn't just another celebrity gathering. Hosted by Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez in their jaw-dropping Beverly Hills estate, the party looked like something out of a James Bond film, and it was literally themed that way. Imagine the most star-studded guest list possible: reality TV icons, business power players, A-list entertainers, mega influencers, billionaires, and the brightest faces in Hollywood. This wasn't simply a celebration of Kris turning 70, it was a carefully curated networking arena disguised as a birthday party. But while glasses clinked and camera flashes lit up the night in California, London was observing something profoundly different: Remembrance Sunday. For anyone unfamiliar, this is one of the most sacred days in the British calendar, a solemn day dedicated to honoring fallen soldiers and those who served in the military. It is a moment of silence, respect, and national remembrance. Members of the royal family traditionally attend the ceremony at the Cenotaph War Memorial, standing together to honor a tradition that carries immense emotional weight. So on one side of the world, you have champagne towers and sequins. On the other, you have mourning, reflection, and ceremonial reverence. And somehow, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle ended up at the former while Harry's family was attending the latter. The internet, as expected, exploded. Paparazzi were already positioned at the Beverly Hills mansion by the time Harry and Meghan arrived, almost as if the couple's appearance had been anticipated. And here's where things got interesting. For a pair who have spent years criticizing aggressive media attention, they looked surprisingly ready for the cameras. Meghan stepped out looking perfectly polished, wearing her signature Hollywood smile and a glow that seemed designed for flash photography. Harry's expression, however, quickly went viral. Commentators online labeled it his trapped prince look, a mixture of discomfort, reluctance, and the kind of face someone makes when they'd clearly rather be anywhere else. Then came the fashion critiques. Meghan wore a black outfit that generated quite a bit of chatter, not because of the design, but because people noticed her tan seemed to stop abruptly at her knees. Social media had a field day with the two-tone effect, sparking memes, jokes, and commentary from fashion bloggers who eagerly dissected every detail. But the real shock came when people noticed what Harry was wearing: a remembrance poppy. In the UK, these poppies aren't decorative accessories. They are powerful symbols of sacrifice, respect, and military remembrance. Wearing one signifies solemn recognition of the fallen. So naturally, seeing Harry wearing a poppy at a glamorous Hollywood party while disco lights flashed and music thumped in the background struck many as painfully tone-deaf. The symbolism clashed dramatically with the environment, and people online made sure to point that out. Rumors added more fuel to the fire. Several sources hinted that Harry and Meghan might not have originally been invited to the party. While nothing has been officially confirmed, multiple outlets reported that Meghan's talent agency, WME, may have played a role in securing their attendance. Others speculated the couple may have simply shown up last minute. Either way, guests reportedly raised eyebrows when they arrived. Word also spread that Lauren Sanchez, who co-hosted the party with Bezos, kept a particularly close eye on Meghan throughout the night. In Hollywood, social circles are tight, reputations are well-known, and everyone is hyper-aware of who is climbing the ladder and how. Meghan is widely known in Los Angeles for her strategic networking style. That isn't inherently negative. Ambition fuels success. But in elite circles where authenticity is prized, even when it's performative, appearing overly eager can backfire. Throughout the night, Meghan was said to be moving through the room purposefully, introducing herself, connecting with influential guests, and standing beside high-profile figures for photographs. Again, absolutely normal behavior at an industry event. But when the couple publicly claims to desire privacy and a quieter life away from the chaos of celebrity culture, the optics become complicated. Remembrance Sunday is not an ordinary date on the British calendar. It is sacred. It is emotional. It is a moment when the country pauses in unity to honor those who gave their lives in service. In London, Prince William, King Charles, and senior members of the royal family were present at the cenotaph. They stood in silence. They laid wreaths. They honored tradition, duty, and the sacrifices of generations. This is what being royal means in practice, showing up when it matters. Meanwhile, Harry, the prince who once served in combat, who once embodied military dedication, was at a Hollywood birthday party thousands of miles away. Technically, Harry is no longer a working royal. He stepped away from those responsibilities, and he has every right to live life however he chooses. But public perception doesn't care about technicalities. What the world saw was a prince wearing a poppy at a celebrity bash while his family observed a national moment of remembrance. Even in California, Harry could have honored the day. Veterans events are held all over the U.S. He could have released a statement, visited a memorial, or simply acknowledged the significance of the date. Instead, he was photographed smiling under shimmering party lights. And the British tabloids, always eager for a royal misstep, seized the moment. The social media reaction was even harsher. This incident became yet another example of a pattern people have noticed since Harry and Meghan moved to California. Their public narrative is built on wanting privacy, wanting peace, wanting distance from the intrusive nature of royal life. And yet, their lifestyle choices tell a different story. They've done major interviews, signed multi-million-dollar media deals, appeared at high-profile events, and continued cultivating celebrity connections. There is nothing wrong with building a career. But the contradiction frustrates people. They criticize the press, yet rely on press coverage. They ask for privacy, yet repeatedly place themselves in highly public situations. It's not the events themselves, it's the conflicting messaging. Harry's transformation through all this has been especially hard for many to watch. He was once adored in the UK, the brave soldier, the relatable royal, the prince with humor and humility. His military work, especially with injured veterans, earned him deep respect. Now, many see him as someone who has lost his sense of purpose, drifting through a world that does not quite know what to do with him. In photo after photo from Hollywood events, he looks uncomfortable, as if he's attending out of obligation rather than desire. People who have known Harry say he thrives when he has structure, service, and a clear mission. Being a working royal gave him that. Military service gave him that. Celebrity parties do not. Meghan's role in all of this has been portrayed in countless ways, from mastermind to misunderstood outsider. The truth is likely somewhere in between. Meghan entered royal life with expectations shaped by Hollywood, creativity, reinvention, innovation. But the monarchy is an institution built on tradition, protocol, and continuity. It is not designed to adapt to individual personality or ambition. When the system didn't bend, she and Harry left, a choice they had every right to make. But what has followed suggests Meghan's ambitions simply shifted rather than softened. She wants influence, visibility, and access to powerful networks. There is nothing inherently wrong with that, but the approach has created friction. The Kardashians, for example, built their empire brick by brick. They didn't inherit a title, they constructed a brand. In Hollywood's eyes, Meghan's fame is borrowed rather than built, and in a room full of self-made moguls, that difference matters. The internet took all of this and ran with it. Photos of William and Charles at the cenotaph were placed side by side with images of Harry and Meghan at the party. Memes exploded. Fashion critics tore apart Meghan's outfit. Veterans expressed disappointment. Even supporters of the couple admitted the optics were undeniably bad. The timing was unfortunate, the symbolism was clashing, and the whole moment felt strangely performative. But the broader issue is what this moment represents, a widening gap between what Harry and Meghan say they want and what their actions communicate. They left the UK to escape pressure, yet they now exist inside a different kind of pressure, Hollywood's relentless ladder, where relevance is fleeting and status must constantly be maintained. Their projects have had mixed results. Meghan's podcast was canceled, their Spotify deal ended, their Netflix content drew attention mainly for drama rather than interest. The nonstop coverage no longer works in their favor. In fact, Hollywood seems to be cooling. Invitations, brand deals, and magazine covers are not arriving the way they once did. And in an industry built on momentum, that is a warning sign. The Kris Jenner party unintentionally highlighted all of this. They were present, yes, but were they embraced? Were they central, or were they simply there? The whispers suggest they were more observers than insiders. Harry, in particular, seems caught in an identity crisis. The life he left behind had purpose. The life he's living now looks glamorous from the outside, but from the inside, it may lack the meaning he once thrived on. As for Meghan, her ambitions are clear, but ambition without consistent strategy can appear scattered. Moments like this reinforce critics' belief that she prioritizes celebrity visibility over deeper values. In the end, this incident captures the crossroads Harry and Meghan are currently standing at. They are not beloved British royals. They are not fully accepted Hollywood power players. They exist in a strange middle ground where fame remains, but influence is fading. It didn't need to unfold this way. They could have built a brand around service, sincerity, and meaningful advocacy. They could have lived quietly and spoken loudly only when it mattered.